in a few moments. So for those who are on there, can you just confirm? I think it's back on.
Anyway, what we at 36?
We have verse 36.
Okay, 8 days, but that 36, okay.
Verse 36, Numbers 29, 36.
One lamb.
36.
Verse 36. So it says, but ye shall offer a burnt offering, a sacrifice made by fire of a sweet savor unto the Lord.
Right.
1 bullock, 1 ram, 7 lambs of the first year without blemish. Their meat offering and their drink offerings for the bullock, for the ram, and for the lambs shall be according to their number after the manner. And 1 goat for a sin offering beside the continual burnt offering, and his meat offering and his drink offering. These things shall ye do unto the Lord in your set feasts, beside your vows and your freewill offerings, for your burnt offerings and for your meat offerings and for your drink offerings and for your peace offerings. And Moses, or Marshal, told the children of Yasha'Allah, Israel, according to all that the Lord commanded Moses. Right? So
Amen.
this Numbers, the 29th chapter,
Right.
Gives set statutes for the offerings for feasts known up to that point. So like for the feast of the rededication of the altar, which comes now after the Feast of the Tabernacles, the same offerings that we do for the Feast of the Tabernacles is the same offerings that we do for the Feast of the Rededication of the altar. It's an 8-day feast, and we keep it the same way. How do we know? When you read in Maccabees, Second Maccabees, it tells you that because we had just come out of keeping the tabernacles, around the time when we were rededicating the altar, the priest chose to keep the feast sacrifices in the same manner as what we did with the tabernacles. So everything that we just read from verse 12 all the way to verse 38 for the offerings is the same for the feast of the rededication of the altar.
We do this 3 times a year.
Do what?
What you just said. Or do we do this every
Do what?
9 holy days?
Do what every?
Cooking lamb, goat, sheep.
Everything that we just read?
Yeah.
What we just read are for specific holy days.
There's 9 of them.
Right? So now what we just read, like Purim is not in here. Their assignment is not in here. Their Judas is not in here. And in this chapter that we just read, the 29 and 32, 28, 29, does not have mention of those because those events did not happen yet. Right? This is back during the time when Moses was still alive.
Right.
Moses wasn't alive when Judas and Simon and them were doing what they were doing. He was not around in the time of Esther.
Okay.
So those are separate. It's not mentioned here. But as we went on, we had added those in as solemn assemblies, holy days for the Most High. All right, everybody's tracking? Got it?
Okay.
All right, so any other questions on this chapter? No questions?
Oh yeah, I got a question. You come here disturbing me. So for Purim and days of Judas, we don't do it on those two.
Say again?
We don't do the sacrifice like we just did in chapter 29.
It's different holy.
I think I'm talking to him.
Yeah, but I can answer that.
No,
all right, I'm curious. I'm gonna hear what he got to say.
You gonna mess it up.
No,
Different holy days require different sacrifice.
You agree with that, sir?
Yes, because that's what we just read.
That's what I'm asking the question.
Yeah, that's what we just read in the 20th chapter. Passover sacrifice is different from memorial blowing the trumpet. So forth.
No leavened bread on the Passover.
Right? Hey, Gabar.
And you must eat the sheep.
The Day of Atonement, that's
the lamb.
That's the fasting for 24 days, right? 24 hours.
24 hours, sundown to sundown.
All right, let me finish asking you this. So the Feast of the Tabernacle, we can do the same thing.
Do what same thing?
29.
What we just read in the 29th chapter as far as for the offerings?
For the Feast of the Tabernacle.
I don't know what you're asking me.
Okay, do we do the same sacrifice we did in chapter 49 for the Feast of the Tabernacle?
Do we do that now?
tabernacle, that time comes.
What?
What do we do?
That time comes, man.
Yeah, about to ask you what
Yeah, I'm curious.
The Feast of the Tabernacle, will we do the same thing they do in chapter 29?
So we addressed this in the beginning of the class.
Okay, I'm gonna ask you again.
Okay, so I want you to write it down, because you need to write it down so you can write it down in a manner, where you can go back to it and look at it and read it and remember what the context of it is. Because I stated at the beginning of class, because sometimes you see that hold on, that's what the distraction comes. You paying attention to what everybody else is, just focus on what I'm saying. The beginning of class, I stated that we do not do offerings, burnt offerings, sin offerings, sacrifice offerings for multiple reasons, right? Sin offerings, we don't have to do those because Yahushua was the offering when he died on the cross for Israel. The other burnt offerings comes with already having the infrastructure, the priesthood and all of that established so folks can do this. We cannot do that because we don't have that infrastructure. So now you're being a little bit, okay, I'm gonna remember that. And I'm giving you, but brother, so the next time you act, because you're making that statement, I know you're making that statement. I'm one who's very particular on words. When you ask that question, I'm gonna remember that.
Okay.
All right. Okay. All right. That's good. All right. So we're going to end class, not in class, in the first half of the service, and then come back, and then we'll do the second half in verse 30 in Numbers.
I just passed out the list of the holy days. Thank you, brother. Whatever you want to know, what the difference is, we look up the holy days and tell you exactly what we sacrifice.
Pretty sure you had it already. All right, so we'll be back in about, what time is it right now? It's 12:35. Let's say about 1:05. We'll come back and then we'll do the second half of the service. All right, shalom.
Well,